guys, my name is Jasmine with Manifest Fast with Jasmine, and we're going to talk about how to stop crying and get him back after he left. Look, I have manifested 180-degree turns in my situation. I've manifested outcomes that you would think were completely impossible. Even I thought that it was completely impossible, except one thing. I believe in manifesting. I know how it works, and I know that if I apply it, it will work. And there is no limitation to that. It does not matter what circumstance that I see, I will get what I want if I focus on it correctly. When I had a breakup with my specific person and it seemed to be completely beyond repair, I applied that knowing to the situation and it turned 180 degrees. I got everything that I wanted. And because I'm still using manifesting in my life and in my relationship, and I have a much better handle on how it works, my relationship just gets better and better and better. And he is a different person 100 times over by now. So I've done all of that on purpose simply because I know that manifesting works. And that means anybody and everybody can do it. Anybody and everybody can do it, including you. So no matter what's going on, no matter what's happened, circumstances don't matter. Listen up, watch all the way until the end so that you don't miss anything important. Before we begin, make sure that you press the like button, subscribe, and hit that bell button when you subscribe so that you know every time that I'm coming out with a new video.
That's easy.
Okay, so I'm just gonna tell you what I did that was the best, hands down best turnaround that I ever did in my situation ever. It was so amazing. It was so amazing because it looked so bleak and terrible, and I turned it completely around to be the total opposite, like amazing. So I'm just gonna tell you what I did. So first of all, you just have to decide. You have to decide to get on board with turning it around 100%. Now, here's why I'm saying this, because sometimes we want something, but we don't, and maybe we even want it a lot, but we don't even 100% believe in it. We don't really have the details worked out in our minds. Like, is this gonna be good? Is this not gonna be good? Should I 100% get on board with this? Should I 100% align with this? And there's confliction in your commitment to manifesting that and entertaining that 100%. Now, if you wanna manifest something, you gotta be on board with it completely. You gotta get rid of that confliction, especially if you want it to happen fast. Especially if you want those very fast, black and white, complete, total turnaround results. So what I did when I was in a dire situation, I was in a bad situation, and I realized that I really didn't want that, I just completely got on board. I was like, I don't care what's happening, I'm gonna focus on this and I'm gonna get that because that's all I'm going to focus on. So some people have a hard time with this because they get distracted by circumstances and they're like, how do you not pay attention to circumstances? Well, sometimes when you're in hell and you feel very hellish about your situation, sometimes that can actually make it easier to change your train of thought and focus on a better outcome. Sometimes it's easier to become devoted and committed to that better outcome. So that's basically what I did. I understood that entertaining a different reality was an emotional, a mental, and a vibrational reprieve from the alternative. So basically it was like, I haven't got anything better to do. I haven't got a better idea. I don't want to cry and sulk all day and wish and want and have regret. I don't want to do all of those things. Why should I? So I'm just going to focus here, put my attention here, put my energy here, put my vibration here. And what happens is you find the opposite end of the stick, basically. So the opposite end of the pain, the opposite end of the crying, the opposite end of the despair, and you find what you really want, which is the love, the joy, the commitment, the harmony, the oneness. You can find all of those things vibrationally. That's called your end or your manifestational goal. Connect with those feelings of why you want what you want, because it feels like this, because this is very heavenly because this is what bliss is. And the thing about manifesting contrast or things that feel very bad to you is that they can actually help you whip everything around and change it very quickly. Why? Because when you feel very bad, at least you're connected to a high level of emotion. And that high level of emotion is very, very motivating, and it can connect you much, much more deeply to what you want. This is like, you're not faking it at this point. This is real. When you have a real, true, strong desire, you can use that momentum and that energy to propel you and make you manifest it even faster. Because if you can feel despair, and if you can feel distraught, and if you can feel disappointed and sad and crying and wishing and wanting and lacking, what's the opposite of that? And when you tune into that, it's going to be stronger than if it was under other circumstances. The love is going to be stronger. The desire is going to be stronger. You're experiencing a greater momentum around both ends, but you can practice the greater momentum around the more pleasant desired end. This changes the game. So that's exactly what I did when I wanted to change my situation quickly, and I was very committed and dedicated to it. I just focused on the love that was coming out of that for me, the love that I was experiencing in that situation. And I focused on it, and I focused on it, and I focused on it. Multiple times a day, let's say at least 3 to 5 times a day, I had a segment that I created that was dedicated to that focus on those feelings that I liked, that I desired, that I wanted to get out of the situation. The reason I was upset is because I was missing these love feelings. So those are the feelings that I was tapping into wholly and fully. A lot of people don't know what love is. Love is not feeling bad, feeling sad, feeling despair, feeling lack. Love is not those things. That is not what I mean. Love is the fulfillment of your desire. So the feeling of having it, there's no lack in that. There's no bad feeling. There's no crying when you're thinking about that. So you have a job to come to perceive by way of experiencing it yourself and exploring this and feeling this out for yourself. Your job is to learn what this vibration of love actually is. If it's not anything that feels bad or lacking or sad or anything that would make you cry, right? What does it feel like to feel fulfilled and satisfied in love? And one thing that it feels like when I tap into it, and that I've experienced in my life, is it feels like mutual embrace, mutual satisfaction, mutual love and acceptance. Mutual embrace. So you imagine what it feels like if both of you really, really wanted each other equally and you were experiencing that. That is what love feels like. So having that right vibration is very important when it comes to turning it around. So once you have the right vibration and you're committed, you just focus on that. And basically, I wanted to be a wife in that situation. So I just claimed it. I was like, I am wifey. And I would take on what it feels like to be that. And I was just like, this is me. Because being anything else didn't feel good. So it was a lot easier to actually resort to just taking on this vibration of being wifey and claiming that. And every time that I talked to him, it did not matter what he was saying, what he was feeling, where he was at. It did not matter. I just always perceived it as I'm his wife. So I perceived a very supportive role. I perceived a very loving role, an accepting role, an unconditional role. That's a very important, unconditionality, which means what? I didn't pay attention to circumstances. I was playing the long game. I knew that no matter what, we're together forever because we're already married. I was totally seeing through these eyes of already being his wife. And so that is exactly what it means to live from your end. And when you're upset about something and you really want that person to come back and be with you, that can be enough motivation to make you committed to living from your end. And that's what happened to me. It doesn't matter if he left you. It doesn't matter what he said. It doesn't matter anything. I have heard every bad thing in the book said to me from my specific person or other specific people. I've heard it all. I've heard everything. You can totally change no matter what. Because you know why? Because you're not actually changing who they are. You're manifesting a completely different version of them that probably is gonna look the same. So if you understand that, that makes it a lot easier to perceive in your mind what you're actually doing. You're tapping into a whole new reality that looks completely different. And so understanding this about manifesting can really help you when it comes to being committed to that focus and taking it on and really diving in 100% to your end. So if you want to feel better about the whole thing and you want to manifest what you want and you want him to get back with you in every loving, amazing way, I don't care what he says or does or what happens or what doesn't happen. This doesn't even require you to have any contact whatsoever. No matter what, you just know like, oh, you're gonna be mine. Oh, you're so mine. Yes, you're so mine. So you're like ignoring what they said because you just know that this is what's gonna happen in the end. That's how you manifest. So I know that everything that I said is easier said than done, okay? This does require skill and practice and commitment, and you're going to have to stick to it. You're going to require more teachings. You're going to require continual reinforcement. So I have a coaching group where you can get all of that. I already have so many courses lined up for you that you're going to gain access to when you join. This weekend, we're starting the new course on manifesting baddies so that you can manifest him like a baddie. And let me tell you something, the training wheels are coming off in this course. So if you're ready to get down to business and manifest your man, join my coaching group. That link is going to be in the pinned comment below or in the description. If you're still watching, that means that you love this content. So make sure that you click the like button, subscribe. When you subscribe, hit the bell so that you know every time that I'm coming out with a new video. I'll see you in the next video.
That's easy.